Hey, love bugs. So, I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while. So, since I did my last video, I talked about acceptance and wanting people to accept me and all of that. So, I guess I wanted to start with where that came from, and I want to talk about self-esteem. So I don't know if y'all saw like the Cat Williams comedy special where he talks about women and self-esteem and how women say like to a man, you know, you're messing with my self-esteem or something. He's like, it's the esteem of your blankety blank self. Like, how can I ruin your self-esteem? It's about you. It's yourself. So I always think about that clip and it always makes me chuckle. So from a very young age, I can remember like hating myself. And hate is a strong word, but that was how I felt as a little girl. I remember being very young, like fourth grade, hating myself. So we moved, and my mom, we switched schools, and I don't remember having this issue at the school that I went through from K to 4. But then in the middle of fourth grade, we moved, and I had to go to a new school. And at this new school, I just remember as soon as I got there, it was immediate, like, I guess what they would call bullying now. But back then, like, bullying wasn't, like, such a big thing like it is now. But I just remember from a very young age, people in fourth grade telling me that I was black. And there was a girl who was, like, a half a shade darker than me, a half a shade lighter than me, who was talking about me and saying how I was black and I was this, and like I've always had like coarse hair, and my mom used to relax my hair back then, and so it caused some breakage, and I was bald head and my hair was nappy. And I remember being at the lunch table and sitting at one end and hearing them talk about me at the other end of the lunch table, and they called me dirty because my skin was black. Like, not because my clothes were dirty, my mother kept us together, but because my skin was black, they said I looked like dirt. They said I looked like an Oreo cookie. So I did not want to go to school. I hated going, and I always loved school because I've always excelled in school. Academics was never an issue for me, but I did not want to go to school. This girl threatened to beat me up in the fourth grade simply because she didn't like the way I looked, because I was ugly to her. She was going to beat me up. I ran home from school and left my sister. Sorry, Kia. I left my sister at the school, ran home, and me and my mom had to walk back to the school to pick my sister up because I was so afraid of this girl beating me up simply because the color of my skin. And this is like, these are other little black kids, like little brown kids. Why are y'all, what's wrong? So that started very early on. So since that age, I just started to hate myself. And then I was always compared to my sister, who's lighter than me, as I said in my last video, who's lighter than me. I was always compared to her because she had a different grade of hair than me. Her hair was always longer than mine. Her skin was lighter than mine. So it was always like, well, she looks better and she's prettier. My mom used to pray. Well, I remember one time my mom took me in the bathroom at my grandma's house and prayed for me and prayed over me because I didn't like myself. I hated myself. I thought I was so ugly because this is what people have been telling me. And I thought I was so ugly. My mom took me in the bathroom and she prayed. And even after that prayer, and even after my mom telling me how pretty I was and everything, I still, that wasn't enough, because that's one person, my mom telling me like I'm pretty, compared to when I'm in school, everybody else is telling me that I'm ugly and I'm black and I'm this and I'm that. So this went on for a very, very long time. And it kind of led to me being, if I can be transparent and open and vulnerable and put myself out there, it led to me being promiscuous. So when I got into 8th grade, and older boys that were like in, I think I was in 7th grade, and an 8th grade boy said something to me about my chest, because I had chest, like in the 7th grade. I was one of the few girls who had chest. He said something to me about my chest, and so after he said that shirt that I wore that time he said that about my chest, I wanted to wear that shirt all the time because I wanted that attention, made me feel good. So I always wanted to wear that shirt. So, and I wore uniforms back then, y'all. So it was a white shirt. Can't always wear that. And so once guys started to give me attention, and once I realized that, then I started to become promiscuous. And I would sleep with guys because they were giving me attention. That happened all the way up through I went to college. And so when I got to college and I went to a school out of state for 2 years, and then I came home and I had slowed down, and it wasn't until I came home and got like back into a relationship with the ex-boyfriend that I started to kind of feel comfortable with who I was and started to feel a little bit better about myself. And I can honestly say I struggled with low self-esteem for a very, very, very long time. And even as an adult, I still struggled with it. And there were times where I would look in the mirror and not be pleased with who I saw in the reflection. Like I didn't, maybe what if I was lighter? And I remember when I was growing up, I would tell my mom, like, Mom, I hate my features. Like, I hated, like, all my features came from my dad, except for my cheekbones. Came from my mom. And I remember telling my mom, like, I hate everything that my dad gave me. I hate these ears, which they're covered up right now, so you can't see them. But I thought I had elf ears. I was like, I hate my ears. I hate my wide nose. I hate my lips. One of my cousins, as a matter of fact, used to say I had bird lips. So I hated my lips, my ears, my nose. I hated everything about myself. And I would tell my mom, like, why did you have me by him? Like, I hate everything that he gave me. And I was just so hard on myself. When I cut my hair, when I did my big chop and cut all my hair off, when I tell you that's the most beautiful that I've ever felt, like that, doing that really gave me confidence because I was naked. I was naked, I was open, and I didn't have hair to hide behind. You know what I mean? Like, you know, for a woman, hair is so important to us. So it was like, I was constantly changing my hairstyles. Even as I go natural, I'm constantly changing my hair too. But I was like constantly changing my hair. And when I got to the point where I just had so much breakage, I was like, just cut it all off. And I did my big chop, and I felt so free. Like, that was just such a freeing moment for me. And I think I was able to really look at everything on my face and feel like, this is you, boo. Like, this is, unless you about to put some money out here and get some surgery, and you don't really want to do that. Like, this is who you are. And you have to love you. And I remember my mom gave me like scriptures to look up and things like that. And just remember that I'm made in God's image, and I'm beautiful, right? Like, I'm a pretty girl. So now my sister tells me sometimes that I'm conceited, and I say that I'm humbly conceited because thinking back on those times and remembering when I didn't feel pretty keeps me humble. You know what I mean? Like, they say, like, everybody's ugly to somebody, and everybody's not going to think I'm pretty, but I think I'm cute. Like, I was cute enough to get on here with this and feel like this was okay, right? My hair is twisted up under here and roll, and I was not ready to unravel my hair and take it down. So I was like, we can make it do what it do. I'm gonna put a hair wrap on and I'll make it work. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, you cute girl, you can rock that. Go ahead. I told one of my friends, like, since I've gone natural, I have so much confidence that I just feel like I can wear whatever. Who's gonna check me? As long as I'm okay with it, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if anybody else likes it. Doesn't matter if I'm appealing to their eye. My mom always says beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I am the beholder of these eyes, and these eyes say that this is beauty, and not in a conceited way, but in a way that I feel good enough about myself to say that if I think I look okay, that's all that matters to me. When I went natural, people didn't understand it. My mom didn't understand it. My sister didn't understand it. Like, they didn't understand, like, you got all your hair off. What's wrong with you? But it was just so freeing for me, and it really allowed me to look in the mirror and be like, girl, you're beautiful. And I remember my grandmother wrote me a letter, and I don't have it anymore, but she wrote me a letter telling me how pretty I was, how beautiful I was when I was still struggling with my self-esteem issues as a teenager. And she was just telling me, you know, you're such a pretty girl, and not only because of your looks, but because of who you are inside. She was like, stay sweet, you know, stay sweet, and you'll be pretty inside as well as outside. She said there are some girls that are the prettiest girls in the world, but they got nasty attitudes, and that nasty attitude can make them so ugly. So it's not only about what you look like on the outside. You're pretty on the outside, but you're pretty on the inside because you're a sweet girl. And I always remember that part of the letter, and I try so hard to continue to be a good person and nice and kind and sweet, because I know, remember my grandma telling me, like, that's what keeps you pretty. And I believe that like, my heart, this is displayed on the outside, and being pretty on the inside and having a kind heart, and as well as having confidence about who I am, has made me feel better. And like, now I'm getting told, I told one of my friends, like, sometimes I'm not used to people saying, like, you are so beautiful. Sometimes I'm still taken aback, like, oh, well, thank you. Because I know how I feel, but it's one thing to hear somebody else say it, you know, and not that I'm looking for those compliments, fishing for compliments, or looking for them to accept me. It could just be random. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Because I look in the mirror and I feel okay about me now. And now it's nice to know that some people out there feel the same way. And I don't have to worry about running home from school because somebody want to beat me up because of my skin color. And not only that, chocolate girls are winning now, right? Like, everybody wants this good melanin. Ever since everybody realized what melanin was, it's on t-shirts, and everybody's making money off of making shirts and products and things like that. Black girl magic, black girls rock. Now it's like the in thing to be a dark-skinned girl, right? So shout out to all my chocolate girls. Yes, honey, we rock. All colors are beautiful, don't get me wrong. But I have learned to really embrace this chocolate skin. Like, this is, people want this chocolate skin. I need to feel good about that. And it's really important for me now because I have a daughter, my little Juju, and she's chocolate. And I'm going to make sure that I tell her how beautiful she is, how beautiful her skin is, and make sure that she has enough confidence that when somebody tells her that she's ugly or something, that she's gonna be like, you made that up, you lied, that's not true, I'm not. And not in a conceited way, but in a humble way, like, no, I'm comfortable with who I am. I don't need your validation, I don't need your acceptance. I'm okay with being me, with being dark skinned, with having coarse hair, with having natural hair, whatever it is. And that's what we all have to do. Be comfortable with you. Be comfortable with who you are. And just have that confidence, like, this is me. And I'm not about to change anything about myself for somebody else. If I can look in the mirror and feel good about myself and feel like I'm pretty and I look good, that's all that matters. We don't have to change for anybody. So that was all. That's been on my heart since I did my last video. And I was like, I really got to get this video out there. But it's so hard to record when you have a 10-month-old baby. And I was praying that she would stay asleep when I put her to sleep. Like, please stay asleep so I could just get this recording done. And she did. I was able to get it out there because it was just on my mind. And I had to, this is why it's called thinking out loud. Because I really just had to get that out there to get it off of my mind. So thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support and all the feedback. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.